Boleh dimulai mungkin oleh Ibu Azrin dulu atau saya langsung saja?
Ada student, saya sudah assign student. Okey.
Oh
Hasan?
ya, silakan.
Okey, silakan. Tak dengar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to our honorable guest, Dr. Hasnawati, our respected lecturers, Professor Madya Dr. Raja Azrin Raja Ahmad, our Dr. Rosmawati binti Harun, Encik Ahmad Marzuki Amiruddin Othman, and fellow friends. I am Nur Insyirah binti Hasno, and I will be your MC for today. First of all, let's be thankful to God the Almighty who has given us His mercy and blessing to attend this international mobility program, enhancing global competence. We would like to express our gratitude and welcome once again to our honorable speaker for today, Dr. Hasnawati from Trisakti University, Indonesia. To begin our webinar, let us acknowledge the background of our amazing speaker today. Dr. Hasnawati is a well-established lecturer who possesses a strong educational background in accounting. She is currently teaching as a lecturer at the Accounting Department in the Faculty of Economics and Business at Trisakti University for undergraduate and master's degree students. She also holds a doctoral degree in Economic and Business Faculty at Trisakti University and a master's degree in Information Technology from Computer Science Faculty at the University of Indonesia. Dr. Hasnawati is specialized in accounting information systems, management accounting, management strategic, and risk management. She acquired a chartered accountant, CA, and an Orlansoft Certified Application Associate Certificate. She is also a secretary of Diploma Third Taxation Study Program in the Faculty of Economics and Business at Trisakti University. She is also a member of the Audit Committee at Perum Bulog. Now, I'm inviting my fellow friend, Wafiq Wajidi, to lead the dua.
Sebentar, sudah cari charger. Okay. Thank you, Miss Nur Insyirah. Okay, let's start our lecture for today. Today we will learn about process costing. Ya, pertama saya ucapkan thank you very much for Dr. Raja Azrin binti Raja Ahmad and UITM for general that already give me opportunity to teach in your famous campus, yeah. Because UITM is very known in Indonesia, and I think so many Indonesian is pursuing higher degree, yeah, maybe in S3 doctoral degree. We call it S3.
Yeah, okay, S3.
Yeah, S3. Okay, we don't want to waste our time. Please allow me to share my screen. Okay, did you see my screen?
Can. Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah.
Maybe just slideshow.
This is already slideshow in my computer.
Oh, all right.
Okay, oh, maybe I already slideshow before I share because I'm not used to Team, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe I stop share. Okay, and then slideshow first. Gak bisa ya? Ulang lagi. Window. Slideshow. It already slideshow or not?
We can't see.
Okay, thank you.
Cannot see. Not yet. Okay, okay. Coming.
Okay. This is the main reference that we use in Trisakti, yeah, Hongren cost accounting and managerial emphasis. Okay, today what is you should be able to after you learn process costing for today. First, you should be able to identify the situation in which process costing system are appropriate. The second one, understand the basic concept of process costing and compute average unit cost. And the last one, describe the 5 step in process costing and calculate equivalent unit. Because for FIFO method, we will learn next week. Okay, first, actually there are two kind of costing system in general. The first one, job costing system, and the second one, process costing system. So what the difference between job costing and process costing? For job costing, we can apply this costing system if the product is distinct, identifiable unit of a product or services. So you should remember costing system is not only apply for manufacturing, we can also apply or implement in service company.
Ibu Hasna, are you still in the first slide?
No,
Oh, the rest of the class, do you just see the first slide or is okay now? Now job versus process.
oh, so I can turn on slide mode, so it's better. Okay, okay. So it is you see job versus process costing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Okay. I will continue. Yeah, the example, whenever we can apply job costing system, if we made custom-made machine, house, or even our clothes, yeah, we can use job costing system. And the second one, process costing system. When we should apply the process costing system, we can apply process costing system if we make a mass or identical or similar unit of a product or services. Yeah, for example, if you buy a bread from the market or chemical processing, yeah, or garment. Yeah, so the same product can be job costing or can be process costing. It's depend whether that product is custom or mass product. So if the product is custom, we can apply job costing. If the product is kind of mass product, so we should implement the process costing system. Okay, what is process costing system? Process costing system is a system where the unit cost of product or service is obtained by assign total cost to many identical or similar unit of output. So that's the hints or the keyword, yeah, identical or similar unit of output. So to calculate unit cost, we can dividing total cost incurred by the number of unit of output from the production process. We can see when we make the production report, yeah, how to calculate unit cost. So in process costing, each unit will receive the same or similar amount of direct material cost, direct manufacturing labor cost, and indirect manufacturing cost, or sometimes we call it overhead, manufacturing overhead. So more on job versus process costing. Meanwhile, in job costing system, individual job use different quantity of resources. Yeah, whenever you go to the tailor, you want to make your maybe your bride, maybe you want to wedding, yeah, your wedding dress. So it's very custom. Yeah, you can ask to the tailor what kind of design you want for your wedding dress. So it kind of job costing system. So it will be incorrect yeah, to cost a job at the same average production costs. Why incorrect? Because the design is very unique and it make, yeah, only for you, not for the other customer. In contrast, when identical or similar unit of product or services are mass produced, process costing is used to calculate average production cost for all unit produced. So it's kind of, let me give example for services. If you buy a ticket for plane, for bus, for train, it's kind of process costing. Yeah. But whenever you want to have project to make, let's say, audit project or financial report project, it's kind of job costing because it's very unique for each company. So we can apply job or process costing for service company. The main difference between process costing and job costing is the extent of averaging used to compute the unit cost of product or services. So for this lovely morning, let's see the video so you can comprehend the difference between job costing and process costing. This is the first video, process of making handmade tailor suit, and the second one, the bread factory. Oh dear. So let me go to the YouTube because I cannot click from the.
Ibu Hasna is showing? Not yet. Are you
Not,
showing? Not yet. All right.
okay, can you see the YouTube?
Okay.
Okay.
Believe in what you do, not where you work, and we have the security to make that possible.
Okay. So this is the process of making handmade tailor. First, the tailor will make the pattern for the customer. The pattern is unique for each customer. Okay, because it's the video is long. After he made a pattern, it will apply to the fabric, and then he cut. So after that, he shoe the clothes.
Kayak ulit ang matcha sa yan.
So it's cutting the fabric according to the pattern. Go and he sew it. So this is the final product. Yeah, complete suit and fit only for this man.
Cho một thành.
Okay, we stop sharing. Now let's see the second video for bread company. Please wait a moment. Okay, that's the end of bread factory, and let's back to the slide. Okay, if we make it simple, yeah, this is the process costing in bread factory. The first one, mixing department, all the material input to the mixer. And after that, the outcome of this department is the dough. Yeah, after that, the dough will be baked. Yeah, and in baking department, after the bread is already baked well, the factory will remove the heat, and after that packaging. Yeah, the bread sent to the packaging department. So in this slide, packaging can be done by the people. This is kind of manual, but in our video, the packaging and everything goes automatically. Yeah, so the man or the human involved is very minimal. Yeah, because the factory already automation, so it's kind of process costing. Okay, question. I want to know whether you already know the difference between job costing and the process costing. Okay, this is IKEA, and the second picture is the interior design in private jet. Yeah, and this is the vehicle factory, and this is the future car. So anybody know which industry is suitable to implement process costing? IKEA, or the interior design, or the car factory, or the future car? Can you see my slide?
Car factory.
Car factory.
Car factory. Okay, what about the IKEA? IKEA, what is the product of IKEA? There's IKEA in Malaysia, right? So because this is the multinational corporation, and they have a marketing gallery, yeah, worldwide. What about the interior design in this private jet? Is it process costing or job costing?
Job costing.
Why?
Because they specify the job.
Yeah, because this unique and designed only for this private jet. Yeah. Okay, that's correct. What about the future car? Anybody know? It's kind of job or process. Did you see so many cars like this on the road in Malaysia?
No.
No, this is kind of specific car, yeah? So, what kind of costing to make this kind of car?
Job.
Yeah. Actually, in the manufacturing, there's no pure job costing and there's no pure process costing. Yeah, mostly they use what we call hybrid costing. What is hybrid costing? Actually, for maybe you already learned from Dr. Azrin about the component of production cost. So what is the component of production cost before I explain about the hybrid costing? What is the component of production cost? The first is direct material. Yeah, direct material. And the second one is direct labor cost. And the third one is factory overhead or indirect cost. So if we split into two category, production cost, it can be direct material and conversion cost. What is conversion cost? Conversion cost is direct labor cost plus factory overhead cost. So mostly company use hybrid costing. What is hybrid costing? For conversion cost, they use the same cost but customized for direct materials. So for example, this car, yeah, this car cannot be made manually, yeah, so it would be made by the car factory just like this, but it's customized for the design and the material. So it kind of hybrid costing, yeah. Okay, what about the IKEA? Is it kind of process or job costing? Is it different with this interior private jet, or there's so many kind of furniture that have same design or unique design or what? Anyone to answer? What kind of the furniture in IKEA? Same, similar, or very unique? Yeah, there's similar. Yeah, similar. Yeah, so we can say we can implement the process costing. Okay, for accountancy, yeah, did you see my job costing flow? Okay, this is the job costing flow. First, yeah, this is the T account. I think you already know about the T account. First one that I already explained, there's three kind of component production cost. The first one, raw material. The second one, direct labor cost. And the third one, factory overhead. So in job costing flow, all the costs will be accumulated in one job. For example, in this factory, there's three kind job A, job B, and job C. Yeah, every job except, yeah, material, direct labor cost, and factory overhead cost, but with different amount. Yeah, so all of the component production costs will be accumulated, yeah, specifically in specific job. Yeah, as you can see here. After all of the job completed, it will be sent to the warehouse. It become a finished good, yeah? Finished good A, finished good B, finished good C. This is the job costing flow. So let's take a look the process costing flow. This is the process costing flow, yeah? In the simple way, yeah, process costing mean the cost will be accumulated in process or in department, yeah. So in this example, there's three department. The first one, melting department, and the second one, skim yellow department, and the third one, mold extrude department. Every department can receive raw material, direct labor cost, and factory overhead costs, yeah. In first department, melting department, receive three kind costs: raw material, wages, payable, or direct labor cost, and the factory overhead cost. But in second department or third department, it can be only direct labor cost and overhead cost without material. It can be happen, yeah. For example, in bread factory, yeah, in first department there should be material, yeah. So I want to give a question. what are the direct material and indirect material for making bread? Anybody want to answer? Apa saja bahan baku langsung dan bahan baku tak langsung untuk membuat roti?
Yeast.
Yeast. Okay, yeast is can direct material or indirect material?
Indirect.
Yeah, that's correct. Indirect, because the yeast that we use to make bread is very insignificant. Yeah, the point. Yeah, whenever we want to categorize as direct material or indirect material, it's depend on the amount. If the amount is significant, we will categorize as direct material, and if the amount insignificant, we will categorize as indirect material. So cheese is indirect material. What about the direct material?
Flour.
Before the bread become dough, we should mix what kind of ingredient?
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay, that's correct. What else? It cannot only eggs, right? It cannot be only egg. So if you only put egg, it will become telur dadar. So what you need to make a bread?
Flour.
Ah, that's correct. Flour, eggs, and what? Okay, at least, yeah, you need bread and eggs. But maybe if you only put that kind of material, the taste is not too good. So you should put what? To make it taste sweet, so you should put
Sugar.
sugar, right? Yeah. Okay, that's kind of direct material. Yeah. So this kind of material, I will be back to the process costing system. Yeah. All of the ingredient. So in this, okay, this picture, all the ingredient will be put into the mixer. Yeah. So why we call it mixing department? Yeah. After the labor, yeah, mix all the ingredient, it's become dough. This is the output of this first department. Yeah. After that, the dough sent to baking department. Yeah. If there's nothing, yeah, nothing ingredient in the baking department, so the costs occur in this baking department only direct labor cost and factory overhead cost. That's why I told you, yeah, material sometime only added in first department. In this example, only add in mixing department. If in baking department, there's no additional ingredient, so there's no direct material cost. The cost is only direct labor cost, yeah, for this man and overhead cost. After the bread is already baked and the bread sent to the packaging department, what do you think the cost that should calculate in packaging department? Direct material, direct labor cost, and overhead, or only conversion cost? What do you think?
Conversion, madam.
Is there any direct material cost that occur in packaging department?
No.
No?
No.
Are you sure? How to package the bread? We need what?
Plastic.
Plastic or the box, yeah. So in this packaging department, there additional material, yeah, because the factory need plastic or box to package the bread. So the cost that will be occur in packaging department is direct material cost, direct labor cost, and overhead costs. Okay, let's back to the baking department. If in in baking department, maybe the factory use gas, or electricity, so gas for baking department, it's kind of material or not. For electricity, it's kind of what kind of cost? Gas atau listrik yang digunakan di baking department. Kita kategorikan sebagai direct material kah or overhead?
Overhead.
Yeah, overhead. That's correct. So I think you already understand about the process, in the factory that use process costing. Okay, you already answered my first question. So give another example of factory overhead to make bread beside gas and electricity. Anyone can give another example? Indirect material is categorized what kind of product, what kind of cost? Like gas. It also factory overhead. Gas also factory overhead. It's kind of indirect material. What about the depreciation of factory building or the depreciation of machine? Depreciation of equipment in the factory. Is it should be calculated, or not to calculate of cost of production of the bread? Perlu tak kita hitung depresiasi atau penyusutan gedung pabrik, mesin-mesin pabrik, equipment pabrik, in term of to calculate harga pokok dari roti tersebut. Perlu tak?
Perlu.
Perlu. Nah, kita masukkan ke mana tuh? Komponen tadi,
Overhead.
komponen production kan ada 3 kan? Ada direct material, direct labor, dan overhead. Masuk mana tuh?
Overhead.
Penyusutan overhead. Okay, what about the depreciation in store building? Is it kind of factory overhead or not? Nah, kita punya kan pabrik roti, lepas tuh kita jual kita punya store sendiri untuk jual roti. Ada gedung sendiri. Nah, gedung tuh tentu saja harus kita hitung penyusutannya kan. Nah, penyusutan gedung toko, store, depreciation store building, masuk tak ke factory overhead? Atau mungkin masuk ke biaya yang lain?
Masuk yang lain.
Nah, masuk yang lain kemana tuh? Toko itu gunanya untuk apa? Toko. Store lah. Store building, what is the function of store building? Tempat menjual roti, tempat menjual roti. Jadi lebih cocok masuk ke kategori expense yang mana tuh? Pak jual. Marketing expense, Jadi several expenses, it's same, it's kind of depreciation, but it can be categorized in different expense, For example, depreciation. If we talk about depreciation of factory, or depreciation machine in factory, or depreciation factory equipment, we will categorize as factory overhead because it's occur or it's involved in production process. Yeah, but if we talk about depreciation in store building, yeah, that's involved in marketing activities, so we will categorize as selling or marketing expenses. So if it's related with the administration, so we will categorize as GA. So it's kind of also the salary for supervisor. Yeah. Okay. Salary supervisor. It's kind of overhead, marketing, or administration. Salary for supervisor. Could you answer?
Marketing.
Salary. Yeah. Supervisor salary. It's kind of what?
Marketing expenses.
It's depend on, yeah, where the supervisor work. Yeah, if the supervisor work in factory, yeah, so the salary become factory overhead. He is a kind of marketing supervisor, so his salary become marketing expense. And if the supervisor's work is relating with the administration, so his salary become the administration expense. So it's depend on, it's just like depreciation or insurance expense. Yeah, if we talk about insurance expense for factory, so we will categorize as factory overhead. If the insurance for marketing or store building, so we will categorize as marketing expense. Okay, did you understand?
Understood.
Same, yeah, okay, same expenses, but we can categorize, yeah, two different expense. It can be factory overhead, or it can be marketing expense or GA expense. Okay, any question until this? Before we
No.
make the, no, okay. We continue to make the cost of production report. Process costing in our main reference, yeah, Hongren book, yeah. There's 3 cases, yeah. The first one, no beginning or ending work in process inventory. And the second one, no beginning but there's some ending WIP, yeah. And the third case, there is beginning and ending work in process inventory. Okay, case 1. If there's no beginning and also no ending work in process, it's mean all the process already done, yeah. So, yeah, all costs that were introduced to the process during the period will be assigned to the finished unit leaving work in process inventory at the end of the period. What is the meaning? Ya, kita ambil case tadi membuat roti tadi lah, ya. Jadi dalam satu periode, ya, tidak ada sisa, misalnya di mixing department, tak ada sisa dari adonan dough, ya. Semua dough, semua yang dicampur jadi adonan langsung dikirim ke baking department. Berarti tak ada beginning, tak ada ending. Katakan misalnya biaya untuk membuatnya itu 100.000 ringgit, ya. 100.000 ringgit sudah termasuk material, direct labor cost, sudah termasuk overhead di mixing department. Semua dough yang terjadi periode tersebut langsung dikirim ke baking department. Ya, jadi tak ada beginning, tak ada ending. Jadi 100.000 ringgit Malaysia itu adalah cost untuk membuat dough tersebut yang sudah, dan 100.000 itu kita transfer biayanya ke making department. Not only the DOF, but also the cost will be transferred to the next department. Yeah. Okay. This is the 5-step process costing allocation. Yeah, it will be more clearly whenever we make the cost of production report. Yeah, first we summarize the flow of physical unit of output, and the second one we compute output in terms of equivalent unit. The third one summarize total cost to account for. The fourth compute cost per equivalent unit, and the last one assign total cost to unit completed and to unit in work in process. Okay, what is equivalent unit? Yeah, maybe you wondering what is equivalent unit? Yeah, equivalent unit a derived amount of output unit that takes the quantity of each input in unit completed and in unfinished unit of work in process. Yeah, and convert the quantity of input into the amount of completed output unit that could be produced with that quantity of input. Yeah, equivalent unit will be calculated separately for each input. So input, yeah, it's kind of cost, yeah. Cost, what can cost? Yeah, production cost, direct material and conversion cost, yeah. When we want to calculate equivalent unit, we only focus on quantity, yeah, and disregard dollar amount, yeah, until after the equivalent unit are computed. Maybe you still confused. What is equivalent unit? Let's see this picture, yeah. Equivalent is not same with the equal, ya. Kalau di bahasa kami equivalent itu setara. Kalau equal itu sama, ya. Kalau yang gelas ukur satu ini tak sama lah kan dengan gelas ukur yang ini. Gelas ukur ini hanya setengah, sementara yang ini penuh. Nah, berarti gelas ukur ini setara setengah gelas yang penuh. Ya, ekuivalen, setara. Nah, setengah gelas ukur tambah setengah gelas ukur barulah sama dengan satu gelas ukur. Ya. Jadi, two half completed product are equivalent to one completed product. Nah, itulah meaning dari equivalent unit. So, if 10,000 unit 70% complete, it means yeah, the input already put into the process are equivalent to 7,000 complete unit. Ya. Itu secara sederhana makna dari equivalent unit. Okay, any question? Okay, if there's no question, let's move to case 2. Yeah, this is the case 2. Yeah, in case 1, we don't need to make the cost of production report because all of the cost will transfer to the next department. So if there's some ending, we should calculate. Yeah, this is step 1. First, we calculate physical unit. Yeah, how to calculate the physical unit? Yeah. In this today we don't learn about the normal loss of abnormal loss. We assume everything is fine and there's no loss. Yeah, this is the simple case. Yeah. Okay, the first one. Yeah, in physical unit, work in process beginning plus started, yeah, during current period, it should be same, yeah, with the completed and transfer out plus work in process ending. Ya, maybe in your campus the terminology little bit different. Opening inventory, ya, opening beginning and opening for beginning and closing for ending, ya. But in Hongren book we call it beginning and ending. Nah, jadi maknanya in physical berapa yang kita masukkan harus sama dengan yang kita kirim ke departemen berikutnya ditambah dengan sisanya. Nah, macam inilah ya kalau saya kasih contoh. Misalnya ibu di rumah kasih uang 100 ringgit ya. Lalu Hasan coba bantu ibu ya beli ke convenience store, bantu ibu beli sabun, beli beras, beli minyak gitu. Lalu Hasan pergi ke convenience store ya, lalu belilah pesanan dari ibu. Nah, setelah balik, ibu akan tanya apa, Hasan? Tadi Hasan kan ketua kelasnya ya, Bu Azrin.
Ya, Hasan jawab.
Ibu kasih 100 ringgit. Lalu Hasan pun pergilah ke kedai sebelah lah. Kedai sebelah beli sabun, beli beras. Nah, lepas tuh balik pulang. Ibu akan tanya apa, Hasan? Ibunya akuntan loh. Ibu akan tanya, mana barangnya Hasan? Hanya itu saja atau macam mana Hasan? Akan tanya, kata Bu Rosi, mana kembaliannya? Kalau orang sini itu kembalian. Nah, kalau orang sana apa istilahnya, Bu Azrin? Sisanya itu kembalian juga.
Hasan, on your camera, on your mic.
Hasan pergi toilet, madam.
Okay.
Ahmad lah, Ahmad. Nih, Ahmad. Kalau Ahmad disuruh ibu beli, kalau pulang ibu tanya-tanya tak? Atau ibu diam saja?
Tanya.
Tanya apa?
Tak bakinya.
Nah, ya kan? Ini ibu gitu, Hasan sudah beli semua, ya, sudah beli sabun, sudah beli beras, sudah beli minyak goreng, ya. Nah, terus ibunya bilang, berapa kembaliannya Hasan? Ini Bu, tinggal 10. Kok 10? Ibu sudah hitung, ini harusnya kembaliannya 15. Hasan pun ngaku lah, 5 ringgit beli es krim. Nah, itu harus sesuai, ya. Jadi macam tuh kira-kira secara sederhana physical unit ya. Hasan diberi uang 100 ringgit. Itu uang yang harus Hasan Ahmad ya, Ahmad. Hasan tadi ke bilik air ya. Ahmad diberi 100 ringgit, itu kos yang harus Ahmad pertanggungjawabkan. Nah, lalu Ahmad pergi ke kedai sebelah, nah itu berarti melakukan proses produksi. Nah, setelah selesai, outputnya apa? Outputnya itu tadi, minyak goreng, beras, sabun, ya sama es krim tadi, itu harus klop, ya harus cocok setelah ditambah dengan sisa uang yang 10 ringgit. Jadi 100 ringgit output plus ending ya, sisa uang itu kita bisa katakan WIP ending. Nah, secara sederhananya macam itu. Ya. Jadi ini tidak ada beginning, ini maksudnya periode sebelumnya di Departemen Assembly. Nah, ini hanya activity yang terjadi di Assembly Department ya. Itu periode lalu tak ada yang sisa. Ya. Jadi mulai dari awal 400. Nah, setelah melakukan proses produksi yang selesai lalu ditransfer ke departemen selanjutnya itu hanya 175. Ya. Nah, masih adalah sisa 225 yang belum selesai dikerjakan. Nah, so we call it work in process ending. Ya. Nah, total ini haruslah sama 400 ya. Dan ini pun harus 400. Nah, ini untuk physical unit ya. Oke, lepas itu kita next we move to step 2 to calculate equivalent unit ya. equivalent unit, we should calculate each, for direct material and conversion cost. Sometimes conversion cost can be divided into direct labor cost and overhead cost. So in this example, direct labor cost and overhead become one. Jadi kita hanya menghitung conversion cost. Okay, how to calculate equivalent unit? Nah, the formula is very simple. The formula is completed and transfer out plus percentage completion of WIP ending. Nah, itulah equivalent unit Jadi barang yang dikirim ditambah dengan WIP ending persentase selesainya. Nah, di sini ada additional information Degree of completion in this department, direct material 100%. Maknanya seluruh direct material sudah masuk ke dalam proses produksi. Nah, jadi tadi bayangkan saja kalau kita membuat roti tadi kan. Jadi seluruh tepung sudah masuk, seluruh telur sudah masuk, seluruh gula sudah masuk. Lalu kita aduk, kita mix. Jadi 100% ingredient already put into the production process. But conversion cost only 60%. Jadi direct labor dan overhead cost baru dimasukkan sebanyak 60%. Nah, equivalent unit for material 175 completed and transfer out. Nah, ini kalau yang nak kita transfer ke departemen berikutnya itu harus 100% selesai. Kalau adonan itu adonannya sudah mengembang, baru boleh kita kirim ke baking department. Kalau belum sempurna, baking department tak mau terima. Jadi ini harus 100%. Jadi kenapa ini kita tinggal pindahkan angkanya saja. 175 pindah ke direct material 175 and also to conversion cost. Plus WIP ending. WIP ending for material is 100% because all of the ingredient already put into the production process. Jadi 225 kali 100%. Nah, jadi equivalent unit for material is 400. Okay, and conversion cost, transfer out 175 because it's already 100% completed, plus WIP ending. In this case, conversion cost only, 60% completed. So we should multiply, ini endingnya physicalnya 225, baru selesai 60%. Kita kalilah 60%. So it's equal to 135. The total of 175 plus 135 total is 310. Okay? Did you understand how to calculate physical unit and equivalent unit? Nah, kita cobalah Nah, ini diem saja. Ini saya ada sedikit ini exercise. Nah, inilah kita exercise sedikit lah kebetulan ini chapter 17 kalau di buku Holmgren ini Did you see my slide? The exercise? Sudah tengok kah?
Yes.
Okay, so let's read together the assembly division of quality timepieces incorporation. Use the weighted average method of process costing. Consider the following data for the month of May 2017. Nah, ini ada data nih, Nah, physical unit. Nah, Apa tambah apa harus sama dengan apa tambah apa. Coba kita, physical unit. Nih, ya. Rumusnya adalah WIP beginning plus started harus sama dengan transfer out and completed plus WIP ending percentage completed. Nah, berapa work in process beginningnya? Nih, berapa? Serah 100 ya. Nah. Nih, 100 tambah. Nah, berapa yang dimulai dalam periode ini?
510.
Nah, 510, betul. Harus sama dengan transfer out ke next department tambah WIP ending. Berapa yang ditransfer? Yang sudah selesai lalu ditransfer. Berapa?
450.
Ya, betul. 450. Nah, sekiranya dalam soalan Dr. Azrin dikasih tak ada ya. Kebetulan di sini datanya lengkap ya, komplit. Jikalau tak ada, bisakah mencari berapa WIP endingnya? Bisa tak? Nah, ini total berapa nih? How much WIP beginning plus started? 610, ya kan? Nah, ini pun harus 610 hasilnya. Harus sama. Ya, because we assume there's no loss. So, how much the question mark? Walaupun sudah ada di slide sebelumnya.
160.
Nah, 160 ya. Nah, ini. Ya. Nih. Nah, jadi sudah bisa membuat step 1 ya, physical unit. Oke. Kita masuk ke equivalent unit. Nah, equivalent unit itu rumusnya sederhana saja, ya. TO kalau saya biasa meringkas completed and transfer out, saya tulis TO saja. Tambah WIP ending, percentage completion. Ya. Nah, first one we want to calculate material, ya. Nih, material ekuivalen untuk material. Nah, berapa? TO yang ditransfer out berapa? Completed and transfer out. Berapa? Di sini pun sudah ada lah. Yang ditransfer out berapa? Nih. 450. Tambah WP endingnya 160. Nah, 160 ini harus kita kalikan dengan percentage completion. How much the percentage completion? We can see on additional information B. Ya, ya. A, this is for beginning. We will not use the A information because it will be used if we make with the FIFO method. So today we only learn about weighted average. Ya, oke. So only focus on B information. Yeah. This is the ending. Yeah. Degree of completion of direct material is 80% and conversion cost is 40%. So this should multiply with 80 or 40. 80 or 40? Dikali 80 atau kali 40 kah?
80.
Nah, 80% ya, 80 per 100 ya. Oke, jadi berapa nih?
578.
Nah, 578. Oke. Nah, sekarang kita coba yang conversion cost, CC ya. Kita singkat saja jadi CC. CC sudah pasti 450 transfer out ya. Tambah dengan WIP ending yang sama 160, kita kali berapa?
40.
Ah, betul, 40 per 100 ya. Jadi sama dengan berapa nih?
514.
Nah, 514. Nah, oke, jadi sudah bisa menghitung sampai step 2, equivalent unit. Ya, jadi physical unit sudah bisa, equivalent unit pun sudah paham lah. Nah, kita pun lanjut ke step 3, 4, dan 5. Ya. Nah, ini step 3, 4, dan 5. Nah, step 3 ini paling simple lah. Ya. Kita hanya mengambil biayanya saja. Nih. Ya, work in process, ambil biaya. Oke, sorry, is wrong slide. This already transfer in. Ini, oke, ya, ini tadi ya. Nah, kemudian ini, ya. Nah, sudah tampak slide-nya? Sudah? Oke, ini step 3. Nah, step 3 itu kita hanya mencatat kembali angka-angka yang ada dalam soalan. Ya. Jadi karena nih ya di sini WIP ini case 3 ya. In case 3 there's beginning and ending ya. Actually it's same ya, whether there's no beginning or there is beginning ya. In our report we should write down the WIP beginning. If there's no WIP beginning, just write down 0 ya. Jika tak ada WIP beginning, tulis sajalah 0 ya. Di sini dalam soalan 3 ada WIP beginningnya 225 ya, started 275 ya. It should be same, completed and transfer out 400 plus 100 ya. And this case ya, equivalent unit for direct material ya, completed and transfer out 400. And because degree of completion for material is 100, so it's also 100. Yeah, but in conversion cost, degree of completion is only 50%. That's why we multiply with 50%. So 400 plus 50 equal to 450. Yeah, this is the equivalent. Okay, now we continue to step 3. Ya, so this is the cost, ya. Ini cost material dari periode sebelumnya, ya. Nah, jadi masih ada, lalu dilanjutkan dikerjakan pada periode ini. Nah, jadi tak hanya kalau kita katakan pabrik mebel, ya, pabrik furniture, periode sebelumnya mejanya sudah kita buat tapi mungkin belum kita kasih warna, belum kita cat ya. Nah, periode ini kita lanjutkan ya untuk menyelesaikannya. Nah, biaya-biaya yang sudah terjadi, yang telah terjadi periode sebelumnya, masuklah ke sheet kerja periode saat ini. Nah, katakan dalam contoh ini 18.000, ya. Conversion cost-nya 8.100. Nah, lalu untuk penyelesaian pekerjaan ada tambahan biaya, ya, tambahan cost, direct material sebanyak 19.800 dan conversion cost sebanyak 16.380, ya. Nah, sehingga total cost to account for, ya, cost yang harus dipertanggungjawabkan tadi seperti untuk Ahmad, Ibu kasih uang 100.000. Nah, 100.000 itu yang harus Ahmad pertanggungjawabkan. Nah, cuma kalau dalam pabrik, 100.000 itu berupa biaya material dan berupa conversion cost. Ya, total yang harus dipertanggungjawabkan adalah 62,280. Nah, sudah jadi apa saja nih, gitu kan? Tadi saya explain kan, Ahmad 100.000 sudah jadi apa? Ini sudah beli minyak goreng, sudah beli beras, ya, beli es krim juga, Mak, gitu kan? Nah, inilah yang harus kita cost accounted for, dipertanggungjawabkan. Nah, sebelum pertanggungjawaban tuh Mak pasti tanya kan, beras nih sekilo berapa? Gula nih berapa? Es krim kamu beli berapa harganya gitu. Nah, macam itu juga di step 4 kita hitung, calculate dulu ya, cost per equivalent unit. Ini pun tak payah ya menghitungnya. Yaitu total cost ya, total cost incur divided with equivalent unit. Equivalent unit ambil dari mana? Dari sini, dari step 2. Nih. Ya. Nah, jadi ini total cost already incur for direct material divided equivalent unit for direct material 500. So, cost per equivalent unit of work done to date is $75.60. Meanwhile, for conversion cost, equivalent unit is only 450. So cost per equivalent is 54.40. Nah, this is cost per equivalent unit. Why we should calculate cost per equivalent? Because we want to know whether the output or the outcome from the production process, the cost of the outcome is same, with the cost already input to the process. Ya, jadi seperti tadi ya, 100.000 itu betul tak? Udah jadi apa saja lah, mari kita hitung ya. Nah, di sini completed and transfer out for unit. Ya. Oke, 400 dari mana? Dari sini. Nah, ini jadi selalu berhubungan. Nah, harga 400 unit ini berapa? Nah, 400 unit direct materialnya cost-nya 75.60. Kita kalikan. 400 kali 75.60. Kita tambahkan conversion cost ya. Conversion cost-nya juga 400 ya. Nah, 400 ya, ini 400 ya. Jadi dari sini kalau pakai Excel nih cepatlah kerjanya. 400 kali ini equivalent unitnya 54.40 ya. Kita total harga atau total cost 400 unit yang kita transfer, let's say to baking department, itu total adalah 52.000. Ya. Nah, tapi masih ada tinggal ya di mixing department 100 unit. 100 unit ini pun harus kita hitung. Kita calculate, we should calculate 100 ya equal ya 100. Ini 100. Nah, equivalent untuk direct material 100 but conversion cost is only 50. Ya, 100 times 75.60. Conversion cost 50. 50 kita kalikan dengan 54.40. Di total menjadi 10.280. Ya. Nah, jadi total cost-nya samalah. Nih, seperti tadi Ahmad ya. Dikasih mak 100 ringgit. Nah, Ahmad sudah bisa mempertanggungjawabkan 100 ringgitnya pas. Ya. Jadi tidak ada yang hilang uang di tengah jalan, ya. Jadi berapa dikasih itu kalau kita di company kita pun harus mampu mempertanggungjawabkannya. Nah, sampai sini ada yang nak tanya? Nah, oke. Kalau tak ada, kita lanjut. Ini tadi, ya. Ini sudah selesai. Nah, kalau dalam akuntansi, mau tak mau semua kos harus kita masukkan lah ya ke GL, ke buku besar, via apa? Via journal entry. Kita harus membuat journal entry. Ya, how to make the journal entry in assembly department? Ya, first one, we will record ya work in process in assembly department. Ya, account payable. Yeah, so this journal is to record the direct material purchase and use in production during March. Ya, oke di sini nih. Nah, kalau kita tengok di account-nya, ya beginning inventory ada 26.100, ini 19.800, conversion cost 16.380, ya. Nah, kalau nak tanya itu dari mana? Ya, ada datanya di sini. Nih. Nih ya. Nah, direct material nih.
Sorry, madam.
Ya.
There is no slide here.
Oh, sorry. Oke. Sorry. Sudah tengok?
Ada.
Ada, oke ya. Kalau saya perbesar seperti ini, tetap terlihat tak? Atau jadi bisa. Oke. Ya. Oke, this is the cost, ya. So we should make the journal entry, ya. This is the cost edit, ya. This is direct material. Maybe we buy material, ya. We put material into the production, 19.800, ya. And conversion cost, ya. Ini bisa untuk bayar gaji, bayar untuk overhead 16.380, ya. Kita perlu catat ini. Dan nanti ada yang kita transfer, ya. Kita transfer, we transfer to the next department is 400 unit and the total cost is $52,000. So the cost also should be recorded. Ya, how to record? This the journal entry. Did you see the slide journal entry?
Yes.
I just worried, ya, because I'm not used, ya, tak terbiasa gunakan tim. Biasanya gunakan Zoom lah kalau di Trisakti. Oke, this is first one. Ya, kita memasukkan direct material into production, ya. Nih WIP, ya, kita beli dan kita gunakan, ya. Work in process 19,800. The credit is account payable control, yeah. And also, if we want to, we already pay the wages payable. Maybe also we want to record accumulated or insurance. That's kind of overhead. So Debit is WIP also, assembly, ya, and credit various account, ya. Boleh wages payable, boleh accumulated, boleh prepaid insurance, ya, it's depend on the cost, ya. Okay, whenever we transfer, ya, the completed and transfer out from assembly to testing department, so work in process in testing department is added. Jadi bertambah, ya, karena sudah kita pindahkan, ya, seperti tadi dough-nya, dough bread, ya, jadi adonan dough roti kita kirim ke baking department. Nah, itu berarti work in process di baking department bertambah, ya. Sementara di mixing department akan berkurang. Nah, nih macam ini kita catat work in process testing bertambah, ya, 52,000, and work in process in assembly berkurang. Nah, okay, and this is the T account, ya, for work in process in assembly department. This is beginning, this is additional cost, ya, and ending, and this is completed and transfer out. The total cost 26 plus 19 plus 16 should be same with 52,000 plus 10,000 and 280. Okay, result of the process, ya. The amount of the journal entry transferring the allocated cost of unit completed and sent from work in process inventory to finished good. I already explained it, ya. Okay, because it's already 8:30. I think we should finish this lecture until this time. Okay, I will give it back to the master of ceremony. Thank you very much.
It is a great honor to be able to learn from an amazing lecturer like Dr. Hasnawati. Thank you once again from the bottom of our heart. If there is no question, we will end our program today with Tasbih Kifara and Surah Al-As, which will be led by Wafiq Wajdi.
Oke, tak ada pertanyaan kah? Nah, nampaknya tak ada di.
Ada sebarang soalan dari students? Any questions from you?
No.
Alright, the attendance I put in the chat, in the chat section. That's the attendance. Tolong isi attendance tu, Alright. Anything else? Tak ada? Alright, okay, thank you very much, Ibu Asna. Thank you very much. Okay, also thank you to all the students in Shira. Thank you for being the MC and Hassan. Alright, okay, thank you. Bu Asna, mungkin the terms are a bit slightly different, as we say kan. So untuk the here we use the process account, over there we use the work in progress account, and then for the opening work in progress, here your accounts is using the beginning inventory. Here will be the opening work in progress, and the closing ending inventory. Here we use the closing work in progress. Alright. Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa, saya rasa di sini saja kita berhenti.
Boleh tak ambil foto bersama? Mungkin buat itu saya lah, arsip saya.
Alright, okay.
Mungkin saya boleh foto adik-adik sekalian, boleh tak? Okay, view gallery. Boleh tampak muka tak? Biar kita bisa berkenalan. Nah, tak kenal maka tak sayang. Salah ya, tak kenal maka tak aruf ya. Nah, Ibu. Oke, saya ambil screenshot dulu ya. 1, 2, 3. Ini ada 4. Oke. Slide berikutnya. Ya, tolong dibuka. Oke. Slide berikutnya yang nomor 3. Oke, the last slide. Nah, the last slide hanya Adriana yang tampak muka nih. Oke, ya. Ya, sudah selesai. Baiklah, adik-adik semua, ya. Sampai berjumpa lagi insya Allah minggu depan semua dalam keadaan sehat walafiat dan berbahagia. Makasih, thank you very much for Dr. Raja Azrin. See you next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kurang lebih saya minta maaf kalau ada yang kurang.
Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih, Madam.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Terima kasih.